Fun fact number 72. So, since the divorce and everything, I've been trying to find my path in life again. And I've talked about starting over. And this fun fact number 72, I'm calling it Looking for Love. I put myself out there and did things I wanted to do and that I loved doing. And I know before that kind of helped me meet people who were like-minded sometimes, and sometimes just people who wanted to get in your pants or fuck you, right? Okay, let's just say it. But I decided to go on a dating website. And, I've only been doing it for a little while now, not very long. And, I've gotten to the point where, like, there's one person who is writing to me, but they're way younger than me. And they keep calling me hun. And not even like honey. And not even H-O-N, it's H-U-N. And that's very condescending and patronizing and familiar. And it's like been a few days that we've been messaging. So it's a little red flaggy. Yeah. Somebody said, well, I should tell him that I don't want him to call me hun. Well, he shouldn't just be calling me hun without thinking about it. I've already had enough relationships that I've overlooked those types of things and tried to have a conversation and they fix it for a second, and then once they figure they had me, they went back to it. So, yeah, hun isn't gonna work with me. But then I decided, well, you're kind of like, swiping right, skipping, whatever you're doing. And I noticed that a lot of the guys have facial hair. Some of them look like Santa Claus. A lot of the guys aren't smiling or just don't know how to take a picture or just don't have good pictures of them. Or the picture that is like their profile picture is from like 40 years ago. Because they have pictures down below that are more recent. You're like, oh, is that the same guy? The other thing is that I'm getting pickier too. I'll see somebody. I won't pick anybody with my ex-husband's name. I just think that would be really uncomfortable, or other people's names that would be really uncomfortable, like your dad's. But I'm trying to get past some things, but I look at the pictures, but I also look at, there's like a little description, and there's like 6 categories or more or whatever that you can fill out to say a little bit about you, like what your likes and dislikes are, what you're looking for. And you can write a little description and stuff like that. And you can kind of like swipe and see a little bit and then dig deeper. And some of them just say, I'll tell you later. And I'm like, what are you, lazy? Red flag. Okay, bye-bye. and then there is the what 3 things are most important to you in your life? If it's faith, golf, and sex, or God, golf, and sex. Well, God is okay, I guess, but their faith, their religion, golf, and sex. What if those are your top 3 priorities, or any of those are your top 3 priorities? Red flag. It's not going to work with me. Yeah. Some people won't. One guy I liked, and he said, oh, you seem really cool, but you live too far away. It's not that far. I wouldn't have liked him if it was that far, but too far for him. Okay. So, just like, And then when I look deeper, like sometimes it's like, oh yes, yeah, he doesn't have quite a look, but his eyes and his smile, and yeah, there's something there. And then I'm reading and I'm like, oh yes, spiritual, but not but religious. But then they have a thing like, I'll tell you later if I want kids. I'm telling you, I'm past that time. Even if you wanted them, this body's like, So, if you're going to tell me later, you should tell me now before we get into a relationship and find out you want kids, and I can't do that. So you should put some of these things up front, right? The other thing is like I'm reading about somebody, I'm like, yes. Let's not just message, let's meet in person. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's meet face to face and talk. And I'm like, yeah. And then it says he's Christian Catholic, and that's not going to happen. I kind of was thinking Buddhist, Taoist, I might be able to, I don't know, but it's still a religion to me. And I have a lot of beliefs that kind of go through all of that, but not, if you really are stuck on a religion, you probably aren't going to be okay with me. And some of them are like, oh, dance, sing, play chess, go to the ocean. I'm like, yes. And then, or just sit quietly and watch a movie. I'm like, yeah. And then it's like, but you have to work out 5 days a week. I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. So when I say I'm curvy. There's muscle here, but there's also other stuff. So deal with it. Can I get more in shape? Yes. Will I ever be a very in shape person? Like just zero body fat and just muscles? Probably not. Probably not. And I don't know if I'd want to be at this point. There's some places I'd like to see it go away, and I've tried over the years, but I think liposuction would have to do it at this point because the Italian just gives you big thighs. But you know what? Thick thighs save lives. So I know there was other things like when I'm going through this stuff. I'm just not sure that I'm gonna find somebody on an app. And some of them, like, I don't know. And then somebody told me a lot of it is fishing and catfishing and pranking and scamming. And I'm like, you know what? I just don't have time for that. You have to be pretty open and ride with the wind with me sometimes. And if you're that way too, I could do that. But I always keep saying I want to find somebody to share my life with who understands the concept of sharing. Like, okay, you're really into etymology, okay, and you want to go to this conference on etymology. I'll go with you a few times and I'll learn all about it, but then you have to come dance with me, right? Or something like that. I support you, you support me, but we don't have to be with each other every second of the day and love what each other does all the time. But I'm telling you, golf, I know guys and women can spend hours and hours at the golf course, and I'd rather just go for a hike or go swim in the ocean. So I just don't think that would be a thing for me. And I don't think they would appreciate that I wouldn't be too supportive of them spending like 5 days in a row, 8 hours a day at the golf course. They need somebody who loves golf that wants to go golfing with them. The Christian Catholic thing, same thing. You need somebody who feels as strongly about that as you do. So, and your faith and everything. If the faith is your number one thing, I'm not the girl for you. Faith in the sense of taking chances and leaps and having faith that you'll get there, I've got that sometimes. But faith, if you're talking about your religion, is not gonna happen for me. I think organized religion has caused more problems than it has solved. So and I think it's killed more people than it has saved. And it's brainwashed more people. Some of them have brainwashed more people than they have saved. And then there's the cults, and let's not even talk about that. So, looking for love, maybe in all the wrong places. And I am really funny and intelligent and a spiritual snob. Okay, I'll say that. But I'm also fragile. And part of me thinks there is nobody for this wild and crazy girl, which is okay, as long as I have people in my life that believe in me and see me for everything I am and still love me, my perfections and my imperfections. As long as I have some people who feel that way about me, then I'll be okay. But I really liked somebody to share my life with, and to have them share their life with me. But looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, blah 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 blah. Ciao bellas, love you. Don't look for love in all the wrong places.